So in this short video, we're basically going to compare and contrast standard form of a linear equation with slope-intercept form. So standard form is ax, the form is ax plus by equals c. Ax plus by equals c. A is the coefficient of x and b is the coefficient of y. Remember, coefficient is a number that's next to a variable. And even though that's a letter, it's representing a number, okay? So it's kind of like, that's why we make it like a big A and a big B, so you can kind of tell that it's not one of the variables x and y. Okay, so A is a coefficient of x, B is a coefficient of y, and coefficients can be variables as well. Not usually, though. Okay, so not for right now, anyhow. Okay, C is a constant, okay, which means it's a number. It's not attached to a variable of any kind. It's all alone by itself. X and y are coordinates that give the exact location of a point on this line. So x and y, remember, you put them together, it's a coordinate pair, and it talks about one point on this graph. To determine the slope of the line, of this line, we do a over b. So what is that really? The coefficient of x divided by the coefficient of b, and we put a negative in front of it. And we've gone over in class how we derive that. I'm not going to go through that again here, but the slope is always the coefficient of x divided by the coefficient of y with a negative in front of it. Okay, to determine the y-intercept of a line, we know the y-intercept, x is always 0. We're looking for y. So if x is 0, that means this term is 0. What do we have left? by equals c, and we want to solve for y, so we divide both sides by b, so therefore we get c over b. That's how we get that c over b. All right, to determine the x-intercept, we're basically doing the same thing, except now y is going to be 0, and we're looking to solve for x. So y is gone, ax equals c, and we divide both sides by a, so we get c over a equals x. That's how we get the c over a. Okay, so constant divided by b on this for the y-intercept, constant divided by a to find the x-intercept. The x and y are on the same side of the equal sign in standard form. You can see the x and y are on the same side of the equal sign, and the constant is by itself on the other side. That's standard form. The leading coefficient is always positive. Leading coefficient is the first coefficient you see. So in this case, it's a. Okay? This coefficient, whatever number it is, it's always going to be positive. If it's not, we have to make sure it's positive that somebody made a mistake. Okay? So we're going to have to rewrite the problem so it is positive. And we'll go into that in another video. A, B, and C are never fractions nor decimals. Okay, they're numbers without any kind of remainder. Okay, so A, B, and C are never fractions. So let's look at the slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So m is the coefficient of x. We can see that m and x are together. And remember what coefficient means. This is multiplying this. Okay, they're multiplied together. All right. All right, b is the constant. And it's also the y-intercept. How do we know it's the y-intercept? Well, y-intercept, remember, x is 0, so this term would be 0, because 0 times anything is 0. So what do we got left? We've got the b left. So the b is your y-intercept. Whatever number is being represented here, that's your y-intercept for this particular line. X and y, once again, are coordinates that give the exact location of a point on this line. The slope of the line is the coefficient of x, m. Right here, whatever number is here, that's the slope of that particular line. To determine the x-intercept of the line, okay, we already know the y-intercept is b. The x-intercept, we got to do a little math. Okay, we know that y is 0, so we have to solve for 0. If this is 0, we take away b from both sides and divide by m, so that's how you get negative b over m. You're solving for x. Okay, the x and y are on opposite sides of the equal sign here. You can see x is over here, y is over there, separated by the equal sign. So remember, in standard form, x and y are on the same side. Slope-intercept form, they're on opposite sides.